Good morning, Dubai. This is the Lovin Dubai show with me, Casey.
And Lakshmi.
And we go through the big trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Today we're talking safe airlines and where the UAE has ranked for 2026.
A Redditor was confused about the speed limits posted across the Dubai roads.
Also talking about other Dubai driving stories. A Ferrari was left damaged after being stranded in Dubai dunes.
But still sharing love for Dubai, Snoop Dogg's son, Cordell Broadus, has shared how much he loves Dubai and how beautiful it looks.
Speaking about love for Dubai, we're excited to welcome our guest back on the show. In about 20 minutes, Dina Taji will be joining us. She's the rescuer who has saved thousands of cats in Dubai and also brought the community together to help one kind soul.
In today's rapid weather report, it's mostly sunny out there with temperatures ranging from 17 to 27.
Okay, before we get into it all, I have a breaking international headline. The world has come together. In fact, Gen Zs have come together and they have decided the male version of Karen has been chosen. So the male name has been chosen.
I think it's high time we needed a male version for this.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Otherwise, I felt like everyone was just a Karen. Just neutrally.
Maybe it was fun, the fact that men were Karens. But, so they have decided, according to data, by the way, a Karen is someone who is known to complain a lot. And so if you're complaining, if you're leaving nasty reviews, if you're going above and beyond to say negative things, you are, in fact, a Karen. And so Gen Z have decided that the male version of Karen is David.
Oh, I would have imagined more on the lines of something with K itself. I don't know, like, going along with Karen. Maybe like a Kevin, like a Ken, maybe.
That's so funny because originally, a couple of years ago, it was Ken.
Okay.
It was Ken, so it was Karen and Ken. But there's actually data. Now, apologies to all Davids out there, but apparently, according to the data on a website, David has left more one-star reviews than any other name. And therefore, they have been known to have the least manners. So that's why it's David.
I like their criteria with how they take this. I mean, they've taken it very seriously. I love that.
I like the data in it too.
Yes. But David sounds like someone who would ask to speak to the manager, actually. I don't know why.
Have you ever left a one-star review?
I have. I have once. But
Actually.
it was a really terrible service. And like, I felt really bad because I didn't know how else to react. So there was this time where they brought the food and it had so it was like a kunafa thing, pistachio and everything, but they had the shells of the pistachio in the food. So I was being nice at one point, but the thing is the kids were also having it. So I got a bit annoyed and then I told them that, this was there, this was there. And they didn't really care. They were like, it's okay, just throw it out. So at that one time, I left a review. I'm sorry to whoever that was. I'm really sorry. I don't even remember who it is now.
2025 new Karens for the region. Lakshmi is going to be top of it. Guys, raise your hand if you've ever left a negative 1-star review. No. No, just you.
Okay.
I think, reviews are very valuable. And when choosing restaurants, I certainly look to them. I generally tend to write reviews when something has been really good.
Yeah, that's given. Like, you need to write something good about places that are really good. Yeah. But you've never left a bad review in your life? Like, never?
No, not online.
Oh my God. Okay, now I feel like a Karen. I feel like that was a thing people do. Like, if it's something really not that good, I thought, like, because I rely on those reviews.
When I see people mouthing off, and when I see people on Instagram trying to alert an airline, for example, right, you're having a bad day, and you go onto Instagram, you're like, insert airline here, my flight is delayed. I'm like, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. I'm like, try and speak to someone directly.
Yeah.
Lay your case. I don't know. Maybe I should be a little bit more.
No, but I guess this is the space I feel like everybody just comes together to complain about stuff. It's fine.
Well, we're not Karen, we're not David. I apologise to all the Karens and Davids, because I would be concerned about, like, if your name is... Because Karen's a new thing, right, in the last couple of years. But if you're like 16 and your name is Karen and you're unhappy with something, very difficult for you to complain. Like, that's going to cause some... serious issues. So yeah, we would be worried about that. But anyway, not really regional friendly, but we'll keep an eye. Anyway, speaking of airlines, we have some good news. The UAE Airlines have ranked the top safest airlines in the world for 2026. So especially for travellers in the UAE, we are travelling on safe airlines.
Airlineratings.com, the global authority on airline safety, has released its top 25 safest full-service airlines for 2026, and they have selected it from more than 320 airlines worldwide. And leading the list, of course, is Etihad Airways, taking the #1 spot globally.
Major shout out to Etihad Airways for that, but that's not all. Emirates also earned its place in the top 10, reinforcing the UAE's reputation for aviation excellence. The rankings are based on strict criteria, including history, fleet age, pilot training, international safety audits, and also for the first time, because we're seeing a lot more of this, a stronger focus on turbulence prevention, which is now actually a leading cause in in-flight injuries.
The airline rating CEO, Sharon Peterson, said that the margins between the top airlines were incredibly tight, and he was stressing that all airlines in the top 25 are world leaders in safety.
I feel pretty safe getting onto any local airline here, I'll say that.
Yes, definitely. My fear would be not going with like Emirates or Etihad. That would be my #1 this thing. I keep getting very... skeptical about the flights otherwise. They have set a new standard for me. That is the problem. I feel like a spoiled child right now.
You won't fly with anyone else?
I do when I'm back home and like domestically if I have to go someplace. But international, I always hope that I get my Emirates or Etihad flight. I always hope. If not, okay, but I'd rather not.
I like to sit on that high chair as well, but when there's a very affordable flight, I like to Ireland, you can fly direct with Emirates, and that's the nice flight to be on. But if there's
always
connections,
options,
there's cheaper ones. It really depends on on time of the month and time of the year. But we want to give a big shout out to Etihad, because actually it's the first year a Gulf carrier has made the #1 spot. And they did this thanks to a young fleet, advancements in cockpit safety, particularly around turbulence, a crash-free history, and the lowest incident rate per flight of any airline on the list. So major shout out to Etihad for that. But you said you're nervous about flights in general, and I put this to you, the audience, as well. Because flights are a scary thing.
Yes.
what scares you? Like, what's the scariest thing about getting on a flight?
This is weird, but if you watch the movie Final Destination,
Oh, yeah.
for a really long time,
Don't watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I was just scared of everything they had shown. So, like, I was scared of going on flights. I was scared to go behind any trucks that was carrying like wood logs, and even laser surgery. I was just like, I was freaking out about everything in general after watching that one movie.
Yeah.
But obviously, I
agree
had
with you
to
there.
like get past it because can't go anywhere without the flights. So it's all good now. Thank you to all the Emirates and Etihad Airlines that we have here. I've come past that fear now. What is one thing you would be scared about?
I don't like turbulence at all. I genuinely, if I'm on the flight with my husband, I'll clasp his hand and just wait for it to end. I don't like it. And I don't like the thought. I don't understand it. Don't understand how it works. And if I really sit on a flight and I'm like, how is this actually happening?
The turbulence?
No, how is the flight in the air?
Oh, okay. Engineering.
Nothing else flies, Lakshmi. Nothing else flies. We've been talking about flying taxis for years. I don't see them. They managed to get... I know it happens.
But yeah.
And I know things happen to make it happen. I know there's very smart people working on it, but it's just beyond my capabilities. I also don't understand how telephones work. Like, how are you there and I'm here and I can hear you? I don't. But that doesn't scare me because I'm not part of it. But I'm on the flight and I'm like, how is this staying up? And then when there's turbulence and it's rocking, I'm like, gosh, those engines must be so strong. Anyway, that was a little sad admission that I wish I hadn't shared. Luckily, we have these fears, but we're so blessed to have some of the world's safest airlines on our doorstep. Let's bring it closer to home. Let's talk about cars on the roads.
Yes, speaking about fears, a Redditor was left confused and scared actually by Dubai drivers driving past the speed limits. So he recently shared this confusing moment where he was driving on a Dubai road within the posted speed limit, but everyone else was zooming past him at around 120 to 130 kilometers per hour. And naturally, he went to the internet to ask what actually is the speed limit here.
So what is actually the speed limit in Dubai? This is something many residents would be familiar with by now. The UAE has a little something, well, some Emirates have a little something called a speed buffer. This is basically a room for errors for drivers driving at maximum speed limits. So most Emirates, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah, let you go 20 kilometers over the speed limit that you're seeing on the road. So if you see 100k, it's actually 120k kilometers per hour speed limit. But 121 is when the fines will kick in.
And Al-Ain roads, they have similar buffers depending on where you are. So Al-Ain Dubai Road, you've got the buffer, but Abu Dhabi and Al-Ain Abu Dhabi Road, no, there's no buffer there. It's straight up what you see on the signboards, and that is exactly what you get. So comments also mentioned how helpful apps like Waze are in these cases because they actually show your GPS speed and let you customize the alert with the buffer. So it seems to be way more accurate than your car speedometer as well, according to some commenters.
So there is a little leeway depending on where you are, but don't push your luck because the second you hit that extra kilometre, the Dubai Police app might just get that drop notification. One of our teammates got a 600 dirham speeding fine yesterday morning. My heart broke for him.
Yes, Parth.
Racing to make the show on time. So yeah, our heart breaks for Parth. So it's a lot of money when you break a speed limit. Now in Abu Dhabi, there is no buffer.
Yeah.
And so that's the key thing that you need to remember. And I think it's kind of a famous insider's joke that if you're from Dubai, you go to Abu Dhabi, you're wrapping up those speeding fines because it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
And those flashes in Abu Dhabi are very consistent. I've been on the receiving end of many, in fact, and it's a sad day. You see that flash and you go, bugger.
I think, yeah, people who go from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, they often have this thing because I think our mind has been set to the buffer speed limit, so we know that we can go further. But the minute you go to Abu Dhabi, you either come down or it's like you keep getting notifications. And I know of people who have gotten continuously notifications and they kept ignoring it, thinking that it's fine, we are going within the speed limit. It's not probably that. And I'm like, no, dude. But yeah, there were actually some interesting comments under this post as well, where people were mentioning, that the rest of the Emirates should also adopt this Abu Dhabi pattern. Oh,
it's okay. You continue.
All right. Once my co-host is back here.
You can keep chatting.
Yeah, so they wanted Abu Dhabi's policy of, the same speed limit, maximum speed limit, to be implemented on other Emirates as well. And I was kind of not on board for it, because I still like the fact that, I can go 20 kilometers more than the speed limit posted. But I'm not sure if that's how, people who are on the road feel. Like, I'm not on the road yet, so I'm not sure about that. How would you feel about that?
I like the buffer, but actually, I like rules, right? And I like a specific number that's there. And then it's clear across all Emirates. So I'd like that number to be the speed limit, and then I would abide by that speed limit.
Do you feel like you're breaking the rule when you're going past it?
Yeah, you're not sure.
Ah, okay.
And 20k is quite a large buffer.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it's very helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful for many, except for when you step into Abu Dhabi, of course. So yeah.
Yeah, except for Abu Dhabi. But anyway, speaking of cars on the roads, what about cars in the dunes? And speaking of heartbreaking, I'm sure someone's heart was broke after this Ferrari was damaged and left stranded in the dunes. So not every video shoot goes as planned, is putting it lightly. A Ferrari worth $250,000 was left stranded in the desert. It was visibly damaged, as you can see here in the videos next to us, after being driven into the desert dune during a video shoot.
And what was meant to be a cinematic moment for them quickly turned into a recovery operation, as the luxury car, like you can see, it was struggling against the soft sand. So there was low clearance, powerful engines, and dunes are, they are rarely a winning combination out there. And this one surely paid the price for it.
The incident is a reminder that while the desert makes for stunning visuals, it's also unforgiving terrain, especially for supercars that are built for smooth roads, not shifting sands. It's really interesting because it's very common for cars to get stuck in dunes. And that's why you go out with your second car and there is a rescue car and you get pulled out, and many 4x4s that go into the dunes, they've got the off-roading kit and they've got the help and rescue kit. But this car looked severely damaged. So we don't have the full background on the story, but I think it was just a bit of a shock to see a Ferrari stuck there.
I would be actually confused to see a Ferrari out there in the dunes. I don't expect it to go there with all the clearance that it's got. It got very low clearance. Yeah. So I don't understand why, but well, good for them. And one good thing though, I feel like, when you go out there in the dunes, there's always someone out there to go out and rescue you. I've always seen this. There's all these off-roading community that goes out. They've got all these, all the towing rope and shovels back then. And they're always out there to actually rescue you. So regardless of you taking your Ferrari out there, which I still don't understand why, it's Dubai, so I feel like you'd be rescued on time.
I just wonder whose fault this was, right? So you have the driver, there was either the director of the shoot or the influencer, the person who wanted the shot, and I'd say someone's got their tail between their legs. But again, we don't have the story, but if we have more updates on that, we'll bring it to you. Ferrari in the desert, only in Dubai. Only in Dubai. Let's jump into our next story of the day.
Snoop Dogg's son, Cordell Broadus, he has shared his love for Dubai. So he was sharing these morning vibes straight from Atlantis the Royal. And his son, Snoop Dogg's son, he was giving everyone a little peek into his Dubai trip. And safe to say, he was absolutely loving it.
In the video, he was seen praising the beautiful views, beautiful scenery, and in true Snoop family style, he did not hold back with his honesty. He said, "Don't believe the lies, Dubai is beautiful," and then went along to show his view of the amazing beaches and also his trip hanging out with the dolphins at Atlantis and just Dubai being Dubai.
Honestly, with views like that, it's hard to argue. Dubai life is on a whole another level, and Cordell was totally here for it. And it was so nice to watch this video. It was just going like, don't believe anyone. Dubai is very beautiful. Like, yeah, straight up.
I find it like Atlantis the Royal has just become a hub for celebrities.
Yes.
Nancy.
We keep spotting them around there.
Nancy Arjan is there this week. And there's this amazing TikTok account which I'm trying to open now. And it's spotted at Atlantis, and they just have these videos of all these amazing celebs walking into the new, like Carbona's open there. Yeah, it's really like, and it's Benson Boone, Kylian Mbappe, struggle with names, Roger Federer, everyone and anyone, Charles Leclerc, anyone is everyone. If Post Malone, I just keep going. There's just so many people, and they're always just walking through Atlantis. And you think like there must be a VIP entrance, but I actually think this is one of the most exciting hotel openings in the world in 2025. And so they probably want to see it and experience it. But it also happens to be a hotel that invites. There's crowds there. People go to take their photos. They go in to sit in the lounge, or they go to one of the restaurants, and so you kind of have a hotel that also you'll have a lot of day visitors just wanting to kind of see the place as well. And so there's always a crowd, and I think it's probably peak celeb spotting in Dubai if you want to go and check out some famous peoples.
We could do that too. But I feel like we get like, I actually like all these celebrity spottings outside as well, like when they're chilling around in Dubai. I like, all respect to their privacy, but it's like, it's fun, especially when the footballer had come by and he played with the kids at the beach. Those were the moments I was like, that's really cute. Atlantis, obviously, it's become like a hotspot now. I feel like everybody first, like, they drops by. Atlantis has become the celebrity, I feel, where everybody else just goes to. So these spottings, I think, but I love that there's an entire page dedicated just for that. Like,
me too. It's great to find stories. Thank you, whoever's behind. I wonder if someone from Atlantis Royal is actually behind the page. But it get loads of views. It gets loads of views. But you're right. By the beach, Jumeirah, that kind of cluster of the Al Naseem, the Burj Al Arab, a lot of celebs stay there. And then we know Ronaldo goes much more low key and much more private, and he takes a villa at the Vulgari.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Somehow we still know that.
Like, we still know.
Yeah, we still know that.
We don't share your videos, Ronaldo, because they're very private, but we know. But that's a much more private approach to coming to Dubai. And he'll always share videos and photos from it, or Georgina does. You can see how epic it is.
We get the source from Georgina. Georgina is our source.
Yes, thank you, Georgina. But speaking of amazing stories, let's jump into one that broke the Dubai internet this week for sure. And we have the rescuer behind the story. We've had her on the show before. Her name is Dina Taji, and she runs the page Dubai Street Kitties. We're going to have her on the show very shortly to talk about rescuing thousands of cats, and also how she incredibly brought the community together to save one kind soul who needed it most. She'll be with us after this short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is a guest of the show. We've had her on before. She is living a double life. Fitness coach on one side and full-on 24/7 cat rescuer on the other. She started simply by feeding a few strays she kept spotting around the city, and that small act has turned into a mission that's now saving hundreds, if not thousands, of cats and changing lives across the UAE. One story she shared last week has touched many and brought the community together to help one kind soul in Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, Dina Taji.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here again. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you back.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you back as well. So you were on the show earlier.
Yeah.
And ever since then, could you tell what has changed for you, or like what has changed with your mission?
Well, it's just so inspiring to see so many people after the show want to get more involved. A lot of cats got, rehomed because of coming on the show again. And this is our ultimate goal, is trying to find forever homes for these cats. So thank you so much for bringing me on the show again. This is super helpful, and just connecting with the community and letting them know how they can get involved. Honestly, ever since then, so many people messaged me, like, Dina, where do I buy these food dispensers and how can I get started? And I was just shocked to see the amount of people that actually want to get involved. So thank you for that.
Well, Lovin Dubai will take zero credit in that, because you share stories, and we'll get into how many amazing stories that you share, but one particularly captured hearts this week, and it got so much attention, and so much so that you rescue cats, but you've also done an amazing thing for a man in Dubai who needed it. You brought the community together. Can you tell people about that story?
Oh, Akram, he's such a lovely man. And when I met him, I didn't just see the cats. I saw a man that was struggling and needed support. And we don't all have someone that's by our side. And when I wanted to help him create a healthier space for him and the cats, it was about restoring this sense of control and possibility, and just give him that hope. It wasn't about fixing someone's life. It's just about, sometimes people need someone to let them know that they're not standing alone. Mm-hmm. And that's what he needed. Not someone, to be judgmental or to give advice. It's just support. And it was hard for him to accept it. He did not want to accept it. It was not easy. Right. And it's usually the people who don't ask for anything are the ones, who are struggling the most, honestly, and doing everything on their own. And you could just see that he's been carrying so much weight all alone. He's by himself. The responsibility, the isolation, the exhaustion just caught up with him. And when we were, creating the space and putting the cat trees and doing everything in the beginning, he could just see it was hard for him to accept. He was shocked. He was like, how are these people helping me? But then slowly he just started to soften and open up. And you could just see that, sometimes people just need someone to help them reignite that fire in them, that spark in them that sometimes life could dim. And then you could just see that spark lightening up again. And that was something beautiful.
It's amazing. Could you tell us what actually happened on that day? Because I think we were all watching the video, and then, you came across the nursery, many cats there, but then I think the moment that you walked into his room and that we realized that was where he was living, that's the bit that I think we kind of broke down.
I couldn't even leave. I couldn't even leave in that moment. I didn't even know that. I thought it's just, okay, it's some storage in the back, and he has the cats that go in and out because it's hot. But then I started, cleaning up and moving things around, and I'm like, why are your clothes like that here? And he's like, yeah, I live here. And I said, oh my God, he needs help, and mental health is real. Depression is real, and I'm not someone to say that he's, going through depression, but you can see that he needed much more than creating a healthier space, and I could just try and only do my best. And people don't realize what others are going through. And a lot of people come to this country all alone. They don't have family. They don't have anyone. I don't want to get emotional. And they really don't have anyone to go to, and that's sometimes You know, at our core, I think all of us humans, we all want the same thing.
Yeah.
We just want to feel that we're not alone, that someone believes in us, you know, and support us, you know, and that's just a human need that we all need. So, sorry.
No, same.
I'm sure you've been able to put that message across to Akram as well.
I hope so, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Could you tell, what has been, like, when you share the story, what has been the community's reaction towards it? Because we know that you've been able to bring about people to know his story.
You know, before, I never used to film anything. To be honest with you, since I was a little girl, my parents even told me, when you were a tiny little baby, you would give all your toys to anyone that you would play with. Ever since I was young, I always wanted to contribute to society, to people, to animals. It was a thing I've always done all my life. I actually have many stories similar to Akram. I've never filmed it. And I still have other stories. I didn't edit the videos, actually. I have so many thousands of videos where I'm like, you know, but I never felt the need to share it on social media, but it got to a point where I'm limited on what I could do. And I started realizing sharing things on social media is what's going to allow me to help more people. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. It isn't about me being seen or me having exposure, you know, and a lot of people can have that judgment. It's about when more people know, you would be surprised on how many people want to help. And you're giving them that opportunity to be a part of something greater than themselves. So sharing it on social media was one of the main things that was difficult for me in the beginning, actually. One, even asking for help for cats, I was a bit embarrassed. I'm like, oh, people are going to know now I don't have enough money to take the cat. It's sick. And I got to ask for people to contribute. It was so hard for me. But I put my feelings to the side because it's not about me. It's about how we can come together as a community and do more. Same thing goes with Akram. I usually wouldn't want to film something like that, to be honest with you. And now put someone in showing them being in such a vulnerable state. It's not something I would naturally do. But then I realized, you know what? I have these people that are following my content and so many loving people that I'm really connecting with. I don't know personally, but I've connected with them more than I've connected with people I've met in real life. And I just see how loving people can be and want to help. And that's when I realized I want to get more involved with the community and show them how they can help and support others. And we can just change lives together. Animals, humans, we can really make a huge difference when we unite together, honestly.
It's really interesting to get your insight on that because we spoke about the story yesterday on the show and we said this video, you sharing that journey, is a perfect example of why social media matters and why it works, because the influx of what people were sending, the clothes, the furniture, there's people saying, I want to send furniture, people in Dubai coming together to help this man when he needed it. That's a perfect example of why community is so important, and it started from the video that you shared.
I created an Amazon wish list and everything was bought within one day.
Oh.
One day. And people are now messaging me, how can I help him, want to contact him directly. Everyone now wants to buy plants from his shop. And really, that's all he asked for. He doesn't ask for anything. He doesn't want money. He doesn't want anything. He's just like, please just help people buy the plants from me. That's all I want. I'll make their garden nice. They will sit in their garden. They will love it. Like, you can see the passion in his eyes. Something so beautiful.
Can we shout out, by the way, because I saw people asking, where is his nursery? I'll be moving houses in about 6 months, Akram, and I'll be down. Where do we go to buy plants from him?
I'll be honest with you. Last time I shared with some people his plant shop, people started dumping sick cats there because, like, well, Dina's helping him treat the cats, and 7 of his cats died, you know, and it was devastating for him. And, you know, and they dumped it literally right when I gave it to like 3 people, the address, the same day that when they came, they dumped kittens, they dumped the cats. So I said, oh, I have to be super careful about sharing the location. As much as I would love to just post him everywhere and put his shop name, but unfortunately, you have many people that have cats that are sick that they find on the street, and they really, all they want to do is help, but they really don't know how. There's so many rescuers that are overwhelmed with vet bills. You know, shelters are crowded. So the intention behind it is good, but at the same time, they don't understand the different challenges that come afterwards when doing that. And they try asking for help, but unfortunately, this is what ends up happening.
Right.
So I think right now, if someone wants, they can message me directly. I can kind of filter you guys out. Sorry.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Yes, it's understandable.
I have to keep him safe and his cats.
Yeah. I'm actually glad that you're also like taking into consideration about his, privacy in those terms. Like I saw a lot of comments asking like, where is his shop? Where can we buy plants? Everyone was just excited to buy plants all together.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. And now speaking about about your Instagram stories, the rest of them, how you post them, it shows that this is your life's work is like rescuing cats. It seems all consuming as well. Like, like when you mentioned that people were dumping cats after you just gave out a location. So I can just imagine how much it takes your time and effort as well. So could you tell us what's a day in the life look like for you?
Well, what you see on social media, I could say, is probably not exaggerating, 10% of what really happens.
Wow.
We currently have about almost 500 cats under our care, and we have blind, we have paralyzed, we have so many cats that require constant care. And just to be able to understand the cases with the doctors and the nurses and back and forth with the vets and interviewing people to make sure that they're reliable enough and responsible enough to, adopt the cats. And it's a full-time job that I'm doing all by myself. All by myself. I have a team that care for the cats, but in terms of looking at the cases, taking the cats back and forth to the vet, rehoming them and all of that, I do it all by myself. So it's a lot of responsibility. Hopefully I'll be able to have people that can help support what I'm doing and delegate, but it's costly financially to hire more people and everything. This is charity work. There's no money there's no profit out of this. We're just trying to do our best to help the cats. We didn't expect that the vet bills would be this high because when you have 500 cats, one cat gets sick, it spreads. You have to constantly resend them back and forth. So there's a lot of challenges that come forward. I also work full time. Many people think like this is a job. This is not a job. I also work all day long, which I would love actually to share with you because I have something that I feel like is the only hope that I have, to be honest with you. I'm launching a fitness application that I created. It's in Arabic and in English. And I have hundreds of videos and meal recipes for all different health backgrounds. If you're diabetic, if you have endometriosis, IBS, whatever it is, I wanted to create a platform for women to have everything that they need and that they can trust with my guidance, coaching them through the app in the chat messenger. Very affordable for 30 dirham a month. Or if you want my coaching, $360, $100 a month. I created this platform not only to help women, but to be able for people to train with purpose because these profits are going to go to trying to create a bigger shelter and do more for these animals and people, not just animals. And this is like a way where it's like a monthly subscription where you're actually, now you can focus on your health, but now this money goes to contributing to the cats as well. So our main struggle is finances. How to keep up. And there are so many more cats that need rescuing. So it's not only about the 500 that's in our care, but what are we going to do with the thousands that are outside? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, okay, my main goal right now is how can we grow this into something bigger and better, more strategic, a better system with the community involved.
Congratulations on the app and the platform. Is it available now and how can people find it?
Probably at the end of the month. We're now just launching it. And to come back to your question, I have to film hundreds of videos and I edit everything myself. I do everything myself. So like basically right now, I'm going to go into my gym clothes, go to the gym, and my goal is to film 100 videos a month. And I go home at night and I edit it at night. And in between, I'm editing videos for Instagram. In between, I'm interviewing people on Zoom for, adoption. In between, talking to the doctors. And then on my way to the gym, rescuing cats. And I have more than 100 cat feeding stations as well. So I go there. And then what's really beautiful, and I want to share more of these moments, is every time I go to these areas where cats are struggling the most, because it's usually warehouses, industrial areas, and I meet these labor workers, and when they see me put the food, they're like, oh, please, do you have extra cat food, please? I want to give, we have 20 cat here, we have 10 cat here, and they're like so excited, and I'm like, yes, of course. So I take all their number, and they send me videos and pictures of them, holding the cats and everything, and I'm like, wow, these people work so hard to make minimum wage and to give that money to their family as well, not even for themselves. And they're going to also put whatever they can, any effort into trying helping the animals in front of them. Now this is inspiring. And it's like so many people do so much but are not on social media. People just see what I do because I'm posting it. But what about the thousands that are out there that are not sharing anything on social media? I'm sure there's so many more people. And that's why it's like I want to find those people, connect with them, and see how we can help them and share with other people that maybe they don't know how to use social media, or they don't want to be in front of the camera, or they're just, involved with their own life and they're not even thinking about it, and how to support them as well.
Your energy is so inspiring. It really is.
Thank you.
For people maybe who are new to the show, because it's something we've covered before, but I think it's so important. If we see a stray cat, what are we to do?
You see a stray cat, what can you do? Do what you can. I think people get a little bit overwhelmed thinking of the entire rescue mission. And that's what prevents them from taking action, because most people reach out to me and they're like, Dina, I found this cat, but I'm not a rescuer. And so many people say, I'm not a rescuer. You don't have to be a rescuer to take action. You just have to be human and do what you can. If it's many people don't drive. They don't have money to be able to buy all these dispensers and cat food and all of that. So just start with what you can. One, if you can give it food and water, that would be great. Two, you can buy these trapping cages on Amazon for only 100 dirham. And it's easily to assemble. You put the cat food in, the cat walks inside, you cover it up, and it closes automatically. Because you don't want to now, tell people try to catch the cat. They might get bitten and scratched, and you never know what kind of cat you're dealing with. A lot of them are traumatized, never had human interaction. So they might get aggressive to be able to protect themselves. So what you do is you get a trapping cage, and if you do feed the cats, you make sure that you keep the environment clean. Many people have the wrong idea of Dubai, saying you can't feed cats in Dubai. You can feed. This is an Islamic country. They love animals here. People have the wrong perception of that idea. It's when people are throwing plates around, tissue everywhere, rats are coming, kids are playing in those areas. Respect the community. I do this because I love this country. I've been here for 20 years. And many people are like, oh, why are you the one that's rescuing? UAE is one of the most progressive, visionary nations in the entire world. And there's an overpopulation of cats worldwide. This is a huge worldwide crisis, not a UAE crisis. And they are working towards creating a better system in place in animal welfare. You have one of the biggest shelters they're opening in the world called Abu Hurairah Park in Abu Dhabi. One of my friends, she designed it. Absolutely incredible, phenomenal. So stay tuned, you'll be updated. You could follow Abu Hurairah Park on Instagram to get updates. I don't know how much I can share on social media right now, And you have so many shelters that are opening in Al Ain. Dubai now is focusing on creating huge TNR campaigns. We're coming together with municipalities, combining all the efforts of different well-known rescuers to get involved and to focus on the different communities. So much is happening behind the camera that not a lot of people know, but people just, stay tuned. There's a lot of hope for the future here.
It's really exciting.
Definitely. And since we were on the topic of rescuing, could you share a story from your side about a rescue story that you probably could never forget, like something that pushed you to think that people need to know that that rescuing matters?
Wow, there's so many, and each one have such a unique story, honestly. In the beginning of there's actually, I'll combine kind of both of them. So I started rescuing cats, I've been here for 20 years, but not to the extent now. I do it now because my best friend and I are doing it together, and it grew slowly. But in the beginning, I would do TNR, and then I was on my bicycle at night doing my cat feeding rounds, and I came across this one cat. It was in a really, really, really bad state. And I want to share the specific story because I kind of went off topic when you asked me a question on how people can help. So I'm bringing this back in there, yeah? And I was on my bicycle and I didn't have anything to carry the cat. And I was like, okay, how now to go far, 30 minutes on my bike to go home and carry it. And it was the worst case I think I've ever seen in my life. I went back home, I started messaging people, and I'm like, I don't know what to do because I didn't have no money. I was struggling financially. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I have no money. The vets are not going to accept a cat if you don't have down payment, because many people can take a cat to the vet and then not pay for the bill. So that's why they have to do that. They have a business. They have employees. It's a business to run, you know? So I went back and I just started messaging people. I don't know what to do. Can anyone help? So one rescuer, she replied and she said, Tina, post his video on the cat rescue Facebook groups. Keep this in mind, you guys, okay? This is very important because Facebook is a huge platform for you to be able to get support, much more than Instagram. So I went on Facebook, so I typed in Cat Rescue Dubai, Cat Rescue Abu Dhabi. You find all these different groups that you can join. And I posted the video, and so many people commented, take the cat right now, post the vet bank details, we'll support you. And I was like, people are gonna help? And then I went back and I couldn't find the cat. And I was devastated. And I was like, oh, I took the cat with me that night. I could have saved its life. It traumatized me, but also it made me realize that people want to help and you don't have to do this alone. And that's why it's so important that everyone comes together and does their part, because you have people that will take action physically that you can't. Maybe you're in a different country. Maybe you're not someone who can go and do it physically, but other peoples are willing to put in that work. Everyone can help in their own way. So going on social media is one of the best ways to ask for help, to get advice. Any situation that you're going through, you can go on Facebook and ask for advice. So to bring that back around, that's one of the things that you can do. And secondly, in the beginning, I never thought about rehoming cats abroad. And I was struggling to rehome the cats in UAE, and I had so many in my garden. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't keep bringing cats to my garden. I'm sure some of you do the same. And then I started posting on those Facebook groups. And then one lady reached out in the UK, and this was a cat that needed the leg amputation. And I'm like, well, this cat can't go back to the streets. So I posted it, and one lady reached out and said, I'll adopt it. I said, oh my God, coming from Elko's industrial area. And then I sent her to the UK. The same day, she sent me a picture of this cat sleeping with her baby in bed. Oh. I was like, oh my God. Not only you can help save their lives, but we can send them abroad to get adopted as well. So now we have this option worldwide. So this is what I've been focusing on right now, is just anyone who wants to adopt worldwide, try our best to send them abroad. So that's also another thing that you can do. So it's not something that you rescue a cat, now you're locked in bringing it to your home, but get involved with the groups on social media. Get involved with the community. Not a lot of people want to do that. It's work. But if you really want to make change, that's one of the best ways.
That's amazing. And before you leave us on the subject of adoption, what do you look for? You mentioned interviewing families for adoption. What do you look for in families who want to adopt, and what are the red flags?
The most important thing is that they truly care and understand the responsibility of having a pet. Many people can have money and can take care of everything financially, but maybe they're not responsible. Maybe they won't actually take the cat to the vet. They might just leave it in their yard or leave it in their house and kind of be a bit careless about it. So you ask them questions to make them understand. Do you understand the responsibility? If a cat gets sick tomorrow, no matter where you get a cat, doesn't matter even if it was born in someone's house and never was on the street, it could develop health issues. You never know, it's genetics. It could have liver problems. It can develop FIP, where now you're going to have to spend thousands, especially depending on what country you're in. What are you going to do then? You have people that don't have much, but they'll make sure that cat gets treated. So that's why it's like you let them know and they're aware. Are you ready for that? Do you know that cats live up to 20 years? And if you leave the country or something happens, you know, God forbid, get a divorce, or you have a family member that gets sick, or you are forced to move back in with your family, how do you think that you're going to be able to deal with the situation with the cat? Do you have a plan? You know, and if people also say, yeah, plan B, I'll give the cat to someone else. You know, so that means the quick solution for them is to get rid of the cat instead of trying to find ways around it. So that's also a way to kind of understand their mindset, and seeing how they live, their home. You know, I mean, I don't want to sound judgmental or anything, but you want to make sure that the cat is comfortable, it's safe, the balcony, the garden, they're aware. If the cat runs out, are the walls high enough? Are you going to keep a collar? If it's in the balcony, is it netted, you know? Does it have a place where it can roam around and play and eat? And, you know, just kind of an environment big enough for the cat to thrive with them. So these kind of things. But just getting to know them as a person, you know? and just connecting with them. Like, why do you want to adopt a cat, you know? And have you had a cat before? And what was that experience for you? And do you have a partner? Do you have children? How do they feel about animals? Just get to know their lifestyle. And then you'll feel it in your heart and feel like if this is the right person. It's not just question and answer what fits the perfect match, but it's just understanding them as a person. So that's why I have to talk to them. It's not a form that you fill out, because anyone can say the perfect answer. But just really talking to them on a real level, heart to heart, is what's more important.
So valuable. Thank you so much. I think thank you from all of Dubai to show how powerful our community is, because that's really what your stories are doing, showing how the community can come together with one single post. It was truly amazing and so inspiring. That's Dina Taji, Dubai Street Kitties. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, Ashmi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the Lovin Dubai show today. We are back with you every single weekday morning, which means we'll see you tomorrow morning right here, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you.